the machine, that the Democratic machine, I don't know if he would appreciate being lumped into that. They're freaking out because Bernie right now is killing it in the early Democratic states.
Yes, but there's also, Bernie has a problem too that maybe only recently he's beginning to overcome, which is for the entirety of the Democratic race up until basically this week, you can measure the lanes, right? There's a progressive lane that's been Bernie and Elizabeth Warren, and then whatever straggling. Right now, it's only Tom Steyer basically in the race, who you'd really consider that way. Super impeachment, green triple New Deal guy. But before, it might have been Bill de Blasio, it might have been this person, that. But like the progressive left lane, add up their polling numbers, especially nationally, but in most local polls too, it's never been much more than about 37, 38%. It's been pretty stable. From 32 at the beginning, now it's up to 38. They've grown the category a little bit, just a little bit. The centrist-y lane, so you're Biden, you're Mayor Pete, you're Mike Bloomberg, and Amy Klobuchar, and then some people before all of that, has always been like 46, 47, 48. And so can you overcome that? And there's a game theory aspect to this too, which is one of the reasons why the dust-up between Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren is so interesting. Like, how long are they going to be playing chicken? Because if they're both in the race forever, Biden wins. But if it breaks decisively for one or the other, and then one gets out of the race, then now Sanders can win. That's difficult because, I think in an election where by far the biggest factor among Democratic voters in their treatment of who to vote for, in ways that they haven't seen in generations, if ever, is can you beat Donald Trump? Bernie has an answer to that question, which is interesting, and it might be true. I don't know. I've stopped making predictions in politics for good reason, but
since 2016.
Yeah, actually since 2015.
Yep.
Since Donald Trump came down, I saw him give a speech at Freedom Fest in July of 2015. You can go back and look what I wrote at the time, and I concluded and wrote at the time that there's no way Americans are going to greet someone like that with political success. I was totally wrong about that. So I've been sitting back ever since then. But Bernie's answer to the question is that I'm going to excite people who are outside of the process. I'm going to start the revolution. The young people are going to come out. I'm going to attract people who don't usually vote. He might, right? He does. There is this thing that the elite establishment media does not want to admit, that there are Bernie Trump voters. There's lots of them.
Oh, there's lots of them, yeah.
Yeah, and because they're outsiders, they're railing against the establishment. They are saying that your party has given lip service to whatever they've been talking about all these years, but they haven't actually gone for it. I'm busting apart the Overton window. I'm going to do crazy things and speak out of conviction and put everybody on their heels. That's inherently attractive, and that can attract outsiders. That said, the most pragmatic voters in a Democratic primary are black voters. And so far, they haven't really broken for Bernie Sanders at all. And they're huge for Joe Biden because they think he can win.